Y no me lo he preparado en inglés.
Buenos dias, good morning everybody. Welcome, a warm welcome to the open day for the ITS European Congress in Seville in 2025. Thank you for participating, you here present with us, but also the people online that are following us online. So today we're going to present you some important information about the Congress, next year Congress. And as you can see, our program will start with some opening words and welcome messages from our host and from the organizers. Then we will go further, introducing you to Ertico and our activities. We will go then on some program highlights. We will deep dive into the Congress, and we will explain you why the theme chosen, it's clean, resilient, and connected mobility. Then we will go to explain to you some commercial opportunities, so ways that you can contribute and be part of the Congress. So I would like to start by introducing Alvaro Pimentel, Mobility Councillor from City of Seville, for his welcome words that will be then translated into English. Thank you.
Thank you. Viceconsejero de Fomento y Ordenación del Territorio de la Junta de Andalucía, coordinadora de la Dirección General de Tráfico en Sevilla, representantes de Ertico, Europa, miembros de la mesa, señoras, señores, amigas, amigos. En primer lugar, como no, daros la bienvenida a la ciudad de Sevilla y trasladaros un cordial saludo en nombre del alcalde y agradeceros también en su nombre y en nombre de todo el equipo de gobierno el hecho de organizar este Open Day y organizar también Ertico, el Congreso ITS, en el año que viene.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure from the Councillor of the Mobility in the City Council of Seville, and on behalf of the City Mayor, it is a great honor to have you all here in this open day. Thank you for coming. We have great news we have to communicate today to you, and thank you for having this time with us today.
En primer lugar, creo que tenemos que poner en valor el cambio de fecha que se ha producido en el Congreso, toda vez que Sevilla va a ser sede de una cumbre de la ONU sobre financiación, una cumbre muy importante que va a poner el foco mundial en nuestra ciudad, y eso hace que tengamos que adelantar el Congreso al 19 al 21 de mayo del 2025, pero se hace por una gran noticia también para la ciudad.
First of all, I would like to transmit a very important news. We are going to have the city of Seville is going to be the site of a very important meeting from the United Nations and other entities in 2025. So because of the complexity of this summit, which is going to bring thousands of people to the city of Seville, and because of the, as I said, the complexity of this summit, we had to move. We have been obliged to move many of the events we have in the calendar. And of course, we did our best, of course, to maintain, which is one of the most important events taking place next year, which is ITS Congress 2025. But as said, because of the requirements of this summit, we had to move the dates for the ITS Congress, Europe Congress, and it will be from the 19th to the 21st of May, instead of the 2nd to the 4th of June, as it was foreseen. Having said that, we are sure that we are going to have a successful and fantastic conference in the same way that it was in the previous dates.
El Congreso de Sistemas Inteligentes de Transporte, cuyo lema es la movilidad resiliente, conectada, sostenible y limpia, va a convertir a Sevilla en la capital europea de la movilidad sostenible durante unos días. Y este hecho creo que tenemos que aprovecharlos todos los que estamos aquí.
Well, the conference, whose slogan is Mobility, Clean and Connected Mobility in Seville, is going to make that our city will be the point of encounter, the meeting point for all the entities and companies related to this, to the sustainable transport system.
La apuesta del equipo de gobierno de José Luis Sanz por una movilidad eficiente, sostenible, es muy clara. Y uno de los objetivos que nos hemos marcado y que tenemos más en mente es poder conectar los barrios entre sí. ¿Y cómo lo estamos haciendo? Pues mucho más allá de ejecutar infraestructuras de movilidad, estamos utilizando los sistemas inteligentes de transporte, como el Centro de Gestión de Tráfico, que hacen que la movilidad de la ciudad esté centrada únicamente en el usuario.
It is, in fact, it is one of the goals of the aims that are established by the mayor of the city, which is connect the different headquarters of the city and making an important emphasis to communicate these different areas of the city by sustainable transport systems.
Desde el Ayuntamiento de Sevilla apostamos por una variedad de sistemas de transporte, aunque priorizamos, por supuesto, el transporte público descarbonizado, como el tranvía, como los autobuses de Tusan de gas natural comprimido y eléctricos, como los taxis eléctricos híbridos y de GLP, también evidentemente fomentando el uso de la red de metro de la ciudad y cercanías. ¿Y qué estamos consiguiendo con esto también? Pues fomentar la conexión con el área metropolitana a través de los núcleos intermodales de San Bernardo y el futuro núcleo intermodal de Santa Justa.
From the City Council of Seville, it is our clear bid to have to work on the intermobility. In fact, San Bernardo Station is an intermodal station where you can have the buses, tram, underground, etc. And also Santa Justa is going to become another intermodal station. So it is our aim to connect not only the headquarters within the city, but also with the outskirts, with the metropolitan area. And it's something that we are working and taking very seriously.
También queremos incidir mucho más en la movilidad activa, buscando espacios seguros para el peatón mediante la pacificación del tráfico rodado o con las peatonalizaciones existentes y futuras peatonalizaciones que están en proyecto y, cómo no, poniendo mucho más en valor también mediante el mantenimiento y la ampliación del carril bici, de la red de carril bici que tiene la ciudad, que es referente en Europa.
Thinking also about the users and taking into account that the bid for the public transport and decarbonized transport is essential for our team. What we are also doing is also put emphasis in the pedestrianization of some areas in the city. We have already made pedestrian many areas, many streets in the city, but we have still, a long project on that direction. But also regarding the bikes, we have the same. We have nearly 200,000 bike lines in the city, and it is a very much used mode of transportation.
También me gustaría en el día de hoy poner en valor el trabajo de los empleados de la empresa pública de transporte de Sevilla, TUSAN, porque gracias a su trabajo hemos conseguido hasta el mes de septiembre de 2024 una cifra récord de viajeros que no en los últimos 25 años. ¿Y eso qué significa? Que la ciudadanía de Sevilla confía plenamente en su empresa de transporte.
I will also seize this opportunity to congratulate and to acknowledge the good work made by TUSAN, which is the civilian public transport company, that because they have got figures that never before. They have got record figures in 2024. So congratulations.
Voy terminando, pero para seguir avanzando en todos los objetivos a los que me he referido, tenemos que desarrollar los sistemas inteligentes de transporte aún más para así alcanzar o intentar alcanzar la movilidad del futuro. Y creo que este congreso es el canal perfecto para combinar administración pública con sector privado, para generar proyectos en común, para generar sinergias que nos ayuden a buscar la movilidad que todos queremos, que es la movilidad eficiente, sostenible y al alcance de todos. Muchísimas gracias.
In order to have this interconnected mobility and this new city we want to transform, the city of Seville, and before saying to you goodbye, I would like to mention that it is the ITS Congress Europe is an incredible platform that unites, that brings together the public administration, entities, corporations, and all the research and companies that somehow are related to the sustainable transport system. So I hope to count with your attendance in these new dates from the 19th to the 21st of May next year, because we are sure that with the effort, with the audience participation from all of us, we will make important steps in the direction of having an interconnected mobility and sustainable city. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor, for your important message. I would like now to give the floor to the organizers, to Joost van Tomme, CEO of Ertico ITS Europe. Joost, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Pamela. I hope you can hear me, correct?
Very well.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Queridas excelencias, colegas y amigos de ITS, buenos días. Es un honor y un placer estar con ustedes hoy. Permítanme continuar en English, por favor. Muchas gracias. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pimentel, thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you to my team as well for being there in Seville. Unfortunately, I'm here in Brussels, and it's raining in Brussels as well. So I would love to be with you as I was with you a couple of months ago. But I think you're in very good hands with my team and with the colleagues of Madrid, Andalusia, and of course, our friends of the city of Seville. It's an incredible honor to be with you and also to organize the 16th ITS Congress. An ITS Congress is a festival. It's a festival of technology, of innovation, of mobility, but also of networking and getting our act together in Europe. It will be a fantastic event to get Europe across the regions in your city of Seville, just like the 2 weeks after that, where we have the United Nations. Ertico takes note of the change of dates that we were informed of last week. We had some crisis meetings also with our supervisory board. We are pleased that we could together find new dates, which are only 2 weeks before the originally planned date. So that is the mid-May. So we take note of that, and we will do our utmost best to make it a big success. So also good news is that there are no overlapping events at that period of time, mid-May. So I think we're in good hands with the new dates as well. Thank you also to the team of Fibes, Contursa, and of course to all the teams as well behind the scenes in Madrid, Andalusia, as well in Seville. Without further ado, allow me to give a bit of a flavor on Ertico ITS Europe. On the next slide, you will then see Ertico is actually a public-private partnership, which means private company neither. We are a not-for-profit association of public and private entities having one goal in mind. It is innovation in transport and mobility. It's about innovation on the traffic and transport industry, but also innovation in terms of connectivity, of automation, automated driving, robot taxis, but also other things like air mobility. So we have some good examples in Spain as well from our members on urban air mobility, on drones. It's also about new ways of navigating, literally navigating from point A to point B in a seamless multimodal way, through new apps, through digital components next to other things. So it's much more than just vehicles and roads. It is actually moving people in a, I would say, multimodal, transformative way, thanks also to new technologies such as generative AI. So I think all these things did not really exist 20 years ago, except maybe roads and cars and a bit of traffic lights. Today, it's all getting interconnected and getting connected with each other. That's why we say connecting the dots in Europe. So Ertico is doing that with all of you, and I'm very pleased to have also the city of Seville as member of Ertico, as new member, as new kid on the block, I would say. So thank you to Diego and all my friends there, and to the mayor also of the city of Seville. We focus our work on projects, European funded projects, European research, innovation, but also deployment in these 4 areas. The first one is CCAM, so it's connected vehicles, but also cooperative CITS features where vehicles talk to each other, but also talk to the infrastructure, such as our friends of DGT in Andalusia, in Seville, and also in Madrid. So we talk with the motorways, we talk with the highways, we talk with the streets. And that's actually talking to each other is about making each other more intelligent thanks to connectivity. Clean mobility, definitely a big topic as well in Europe, at the European Union, this mandate of the Commission and the new European Commission as well, with also your Spanish Commissioner-elect responsible for competition and industry. So that's an important portfolio, I would say, for our clean mobility. And it's about planet saving, about climate saving, but also about air quality. Definitely urban mobility, mobility as a service that you see in the city of Seville, a good example of urban mobility plans and indicators that you have. And obviously we could not only move people, we should move goods. And that's about transport, freight and logistics. So all this we do in Ertico as focus areas. And on the next slide, and then I will pass the floor to the colleagues. On the next slide, you see a couple of activities. Obviously, the congresses, like we have this great congress next year in mid-May, a fantastic opportunity, as I mentioned, to seeing and believing what it is. Also to get students there, universities, and open day. And that means that really we can have people and talents developed for transport. We have an issue in having new, I would say, new blood in the transport sector and also female workers in the transport sector. It is the opportunity to showcase this live on stage. It is also the opportunity to bring the academic people together with the business people and governmental policy people. So my team will explain you also why we do all these interest sessions, summit sessions, plenaries, and high-level sessions. It is definitely a dialogue that we organize within Ertico with all these different sectors, 8 different sectors. And we organize this also through a dedicated advocacy programs and thought leadership with European institutions, but also with national ITS national organizations. A good example of our cooperation with ITS national organizations is the cooperation we have with ITS Spain. A great, I would say, cooperation we have, but also a great organization that they do. There's so many things, my friends there. So greetings to Luis, Jaime, and others there on stage in Seville. On the next slide, I wanted to deep dive a bit into the partnership that we are growing. We have 120 members, and thanks to Seville, but also DGT is a very valued member, and many others in Spain. And I think we have one slide with all the logos of our members. And on the next slide, you will then see how we actually work together. This is public authorities like DGT, like, for example, ministries, but also private industry. And I really would like you to think about Ertico as becoming partner of Ertico. This is not a sales pitch, but it's a really a wake-up call. Open your eyes. You can have access to all these, I would say, networking facilities, to these European funds that we have available from the European Commission in funded projects, but also all kinds of other activities we do. So I think it is an opening the window, opening the gateway for you to the world, to Europe, but more broadly to EMEA, and actually also to what's happening on the other side of the ocean. So have a look at that afterwards. Go to our website, ertico.com. It's quite easy, ertico.com, and you will see the benefits of becoming a partner. And on the next slide, to close this, right, I'm very pleased to be with you, unfortunately online for this time, but you're in good hands with my team. Muchas gracias, and then go back to you, Pamela. Thank you.
Thank you, Joost, for giving us a glimpse of Ertico's activities and benefits. And well, after these two welcome messages, I would like to kick off now with a video about Seville. So I leave the floor to the video.
Dubai, recognized worldwide for its innovation and urban development, shows us the future. One European city, however, is spearheading the sustainable mobility revolution. Seville, the Andalusian capital, invites you to discover the future at the 16th ITS European Congress. Seville is one of the 100 cities selected by the European Commission as part of the EU Missions project to achieve climate neutrality by 2030. In Seville, technology is transforming mobility through an agile and sustainable system. Cameras and sensors constantly record traffic information. The Mobility Management Center processes the data collected and acts on traffic light intersections. Automatic adjustments are made in real time based on traffic conditions, thus improving circulation capacity. We seek to facilitate fluid traffic by optimizing traffic lights and intersections. With times being adjusted instantly, we increase average speeds and reduce pollution. With our app and dashboards, check traffic and parking spaces in real time. Seville is already moving intelligently, and so are you. Radar speed signs and traffic light cameras help to improve road safety. Seville has implemented a low-emission zone, restricting access to polluting vehicles in order to improve air quality and reduce environmental impact. These actions are part of the E-City Seville project. Seville is a leader in sustainable mobility with a network of more than 200 kilometers of bike lanes, one of the most extensive in Europe. This infrastructure connects all the key points of the city, promoting the use of bicycles as a clean, safe and efficient means of transport. 13% of the historic centre of Seville has been pedestrianised, improving air quality and reducing noise. These areas revitalise local commerce, bolster tourism and promote healthier lifestyles. They also offer everyone greater accessibility. Municipal public transport is the cornerstone of mobility in Seville, with a fleet of more than 400 buses and the Metro Centro tram. Together, they connect all corners of the city, offering a service that is efficient and environmentally responsible. Metro Centro connects the historic centre with the San Bernardo Intermodal Hub and the Nervión neighbourhood, offering a fast and clean transportation option. This tram reduces traffic and improves the experience for tourists and residents, with stops at key sites such as Plaza Nueva and Prado de San Sebastián. We carry 83 million passengers and travel 20 million kilometers a year, offering accessible and reliable services and constantly updating payment methods. Buses and trams are designed to facilitate access for all users, ensuring barrier-free mobility. The San Bernardo Intermodal Hub is a key point of Seville's transport network, where citizens can combine use of the tram, metro, buses and trains to get about more efficiently. Through our GPS-based location system, the TUSAM app offers real-time information on routes, schedules and service status, facilitating planning and improving the travel experience. Committed to the environment, we continue to expand our fleet of low-emissions vehicles, reducing our carbon footprint and improving air quality in the city. Reserved for electric buses will connect Torreblanca with Santa Justa. 12.25 kilometers long and featuring an advanced priority system, this 100% clean service will reduce traffic and emissions, offering a fast and accessible alternative. This project is funded by European Next Generation funds. AUSA's Aparkia app offers a color-coded map telling drivers where they are most likely to find a free spot in the city. Using artificial intelligence and real-time data from parking meters and receipts, the application is 92% accurate in predicting available places. We manage parking facilities in key areas of the city, offering safe and accessible solutions for all drivers. Thanks to advanced technology applied to parking meters and access control systems, the driver's experience is improved, optimizing the parking process. Drivers can pay quickly and easily at vending machines or using the Aparkia app, streamlining the process and reducing waiting times. The 2025 ITS European Congress in Seville represents a key moment for Europe and the world to come together, exploring solutions for cleaner and more resilient and sustainable mobility. This meeting, under the leadership of Ertico and Seville, highlights how local advances can reflect European ambitions towards a more sustainable and connected transport future. Welcome to the 2025 ITS Congress in Seville, where innovation, technology and sustainability converge.
Thank you. Thank you for this lovely video. This is only a taste of what the city of Seville will offer in terms of mobility strategy, but we'll see more next year during the Congress. But I would like to continue to go back to the host to give us some more words. So I would like to invite Ana Luz Jimenez Ortega, who's the Provincial Head of Traffic of Seville and the Coordinator for Andalusia region in the General Directorate of Traffic. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. On behalf of my General Director, it's a great pleasure to be here as representing the national administration with the support of this ITS Congress. We are convinced that it's going to be a very special opportunity to share. And I would like to share with you some thoughts about mobility and about what we think this is going to help too. As has been stated for the other speakers, mobility is a fundamental and essential tool to achieve our social and economic development as communities. Mobility is intrinsically linked to the human condition, and we can develop as human because we can move. But this mobility cannot be in any way at any price. It has to comply with a series of characteristics that citizens demand as essential. But the scenario is changing, always is changing. Digitalization, the energy transition, environmental and geopolitical crises are some of the factors that condition the way of getting around, but which also drive profound changes in mobility habits, which deserve analysis and reflection. In any case, and regardless of where the different ways of moving passengers and goods are hidden, mobility must, in my opinion, provide these fundamental attributes. Firstly, mobility must be clean, meaning clean that it does not generate any type of waste, pollution, or damage. And it is an essential to emphasize that mobility, above all, must be safe. The issues, the losses and devastation caused by accidents are unacceptable from a social and economic point of view, which is why it is essential to go deeper into the techniques and the technologies that allow mobility to be safer. Otherwise, mobility, as said, must be environmentally friendly, using technologies that are neutral from the point of view of the generation of greenhouse gases. Here, it will also be necessary to look more closely at the multimodal aspect. It's essential to get efficiency, and the specific development of solutions for urban environments, considering the concentration of population observed in recent years around the world's major cities and metropolitan areas. This is a real challenging situation. We have to give an answer. On the other hand, and as a second essential characteristic, it's necessary for mobility to be resilient. That is to say that despite adverse circumstances for its normal development, it must have the capacity to adapt and continue to function in the best possible conditions. I think we all have in mind the images of the evacuation of large cities in the United States due to Hurricane Milton. Technology and intelligent transport systems help and encourage mobility to continue to occur even in such adverse circumstances. Digitalization, information exchange, interoperability of systems, and in short, digital transformation applied to the mobility ecosystem provide a robust system capable of coping with complex and challenging situations like this of the example. It is necessary to go deeper into the resilient attribute to face future oncoming issues that for sure are going to come. And as third essential characteristic, mobility must be connected, both internal and to other ecosystems, in order to achieve the greatest efficiency in the transport system. In my opinion, connectivity is the attribute of mobility that is making the most impact contribution to improve safety and efficiency now and in the coming years, as we are seeing now through vehicle-to-X communication and also with the Internet of Things, providing intelligence and knowledge of location and facts that are necessary to prevent risk or inefficient situation. In short, we are facing a challenging scenario with a multitude of issues to achieve a clean, safe, connected, and resilient mobility, in which the tools provided by intelligent transportation systems are contributing decisively to improve mobility, and with it, the social and economic development, or saying in other words, ITS are contributing to improve people's life. That's why it is particularly interesting to take the time to reflect and analyze which technologies, factors, or aspects will enable us to achieve more effective and efficient mobility. And a Congress such the one planned for 2025 May becomes a forum for reflection, debate, and exchange of ideas on where the new mobility is heading. Seville Congress is a unique opportunity to deepen the knowledge, reflection, and exchange around the exciting world of mobility, to discuss about where are we and where we want to go, considering the academia, the public administration, and the company's point of view, facing together the future. So thank you very much, and see you in Seville.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to continue with the Junta de Andalucía. So we will hear from Marius Muñoz Atanet. I hope I said it correctly. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Bueno, buenos días a todos los presentes a este acto de presentación del 16º Congreso ITS Europa, que será en Sevilla en el próximo mes de mayo, ¿no? Según nos ha adelantado el delegado, ¿no? Bueno, en primer lugar, saludo a los representantes de Értico ITS Europe que nos acompañan y agradezco el trabajo realizado, ¿no? para traer este importante congreso a Sevilla. Igualmente, saludo al delegado de movilidad, Álvaro Pimentel, que nos acompaña también y por el esfuerzo que ha hecho el Ayuntamiento de Sevilla desde el primer momento para que, al fin y al cabo, Sevilla sea el centro de todos los avances tecnológicos en materia de transporte en este congreso que finalmente se realizará en el 2025. Y siempre agradecer también la participación y el impulso por parte de la Dirección General de Tráfico y personificado en la directora provincial, coordinadora de Andalucía, Ana Luz Jiménez, que la verdad que es un apoyo permanente en materia de transporte y movilidad a la Consejería de Fomento, al Gobierno andaluz, en todas las infraestructuras que tenemos. Siempre tenemos a Ana Luz que nos apoya y nos impulsa en todas las materias, por lo cual agradezco también su participación y su interés. También saludo a todos los presentes, a los directores generales de movilidad, tanto del Ayuntamiento como de la Junta de Andalucía, que también nos acompaña, y a todos los presentes. Bueno, ¿vaya a traducir o sigo? Me da igual. Sigo, ¿no? De acuerdo. De acuerdo. Pues bueno, en este 16º Congreso, pues bueno, vamos a conseguir que se produzca una concentración de todos los principales actores en materia de los sistemas inteligentes de transporte en Sevilla, ¿no? Van a venir proveedores de servicios, proveedores de la industria del transporte y la movilidad, instituciones de investigación, universidades, autoridades públicas, organizaciones de usuarios, asociaciones de usuarios, fabricantes de vehículos y entre otros muchos. Y todos van a venir con un mismo objetivo, que es, al fin y al cabo, optimizar el sistema de transporte, y en este caso utilizando las nuevas tecnologías. Para el Gobierno andaluz, este congreso es muy importante, muy relevante, debido a las características tan significativas y diferenciadores que tiene Andalucía, ¿no? Andalucía es prácticamente una cuarta parte de España, tenemos un 18% de la población, tenemos 8 millones de habitantes repartidos en 9 áreas metropolitanas, en las que se concentran en el 65% de la población, con 10.500 kilómetros de red viaria, por lo cual la mejora de la movilidad y el transporte es uno de los principales objetivos del Gobierno andaluz, ¿no? Y el impulso en este sentido, en materia de movilidad y transporte en Andalucía, desde el Gobierno andaluz en estas últimas legislaturas, la verdad que no tiene precedentes, ¿no? tanto en materia de planificación de infraestructura de transporte, como en la implantación de nuevos servicios de transporte, el desarrollo de nuevas infraestructuras o la aplicación de las nuevas tecnologías, ¿no? Brevemente, resumo, ¿no? En materia de planificación, aprobamos en el 2020, el Plan de Infraestructura de Transporte, el PITMA, que define la infraestructura a nivel regional de toda la comunidad autónoma hasta el 2030, con una financiación de 7.776 millones, que es el doble de la financiación de los planes anteriores. También tenemos en desarrollo 9 planes de transporte metropolitano en marcha, que ya hemos aprobado 3, nos quedan 6. También tenemos la estrategia de movilidad sostenible también en desarrollo, en redacción, que va a definir el futuro de la movilidad que queremos para Andalucía. En materia de servicios de transporte, Andalucía tiene 9 consorcios de transporte metropolitano en los que se puede utilizar una misma tarjeta en toda Andalucía. O sea, todos los sistemas de transporte en Andalucía se coordinan con una tarjeta única, que es una tarjeta de la Junta de Andalucía, en la que se puede utilizar los servicios urbanos, los servicios metropolitanos, el barco de la bahía que también tenemos, en fin, que es incluso recientemente hemos incorporado los servicios ferroviarios. Los servicios ferroviarios de cercanías también están incorporados en la tarjeta de transporte después de mucho esfuerzo, pero tenemos una tarjeta interoperable con 2 millones de tarjetas habilitadas actualmente. Luego gestionamos 50 millones de viajeros en metros y tranvías, 75 millones de viajeros en autobuses. Estamos diseñando un mapa de concesiones de autobuses para toda la región. Hemos licitado todas las concesiones de transporte que estaban caducadas desde hace mucho tiempo en las 122 concesiones reducidas ahora a 67 y 1.000 rutas. También avanzamos en el transporte discrecional significativamente en la anterior legislatura, ¿no? Y por último, en materia de infraestructuras, quiero expresarle que también el esfuerzo que se está haciendo desde el Gobierno andaluz, principalmente en el desarrollo de metros y tranvías, ¿no? Tenemos 3 metros en ampliación, tenemos 2 tranvías que también estamos poniendo en marcha, con una inversión ya comprometida de 1.975 millones de euros. Tenemos también destacable el impulso en plataformas reservadas de la mano de la DGT, que siempre nos ayuda en esta materia. Tenemos 5 en ejecución. También el desarrollo de estaciones de autobuses. Bueno, en definitiva, Andalucía ofrece un caldo de cultivo relevante para el desarrollo de las tecnologías aplicadas al transporte y puede utilizarse como banco de prueba a escala 1:1 para estos proyectos de nuevas tecnologías, ¿no? Y, por último, matizar las cuestiones que estamos avanzando en materia de tecnología, ¿no? Estamos, como he dicho, recientemente acabamos de integrar en los cercanías en la tarjeta única. La tarjeta bancaria como modo de pago en los metros de Málaga, Sevilla ya está operativa y estamos trabajando también en la de Granada. Acabamos de adjudicar, estamos en proceso de adjudicación, la implantación de paneles de mensaje variable en todas las paneles, en todas las paradas de autobuses. Estamos desarrollando el gemelo digital en los metros de Granada y el tren de la Bahía. Tenemos en marcha ya adjudicado el mayor centro de control y gestión del tráfico a nivel regional, no municipal, sino a nivel regional de toda España, que va a estar implantado aquí en Sevilla. Ya se está trabajando desde la Dirección General de Movilidad. Y, bueno, también con otros proyectos de compra pública innovadora. Bueno, en definitiva, Andalucía está inmersa en un proceso de transformación en materia de movilidad y transporte, en los que las nuevas tecnologías están jugando un papel relevante en este desarrollo, con la intención siempre de optimizar el sistema de transporte y hacerlo más eficiente y más atractivo y más sostenible, ¿no? En este sentido, animo a todas las administraciones, grandes, pequeñas, a las empresas de todo tipo, asociaciones, en definitiva a toda la sociedad, a participar y sacarle el máximo provecho a este congreso, que tenemos la suerte y la oportunidad de que va a estar en Sevilla en este próximo año. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. So I would like to thank the host for telling us about their vision, about their strategy into the mobility. But now I would like to go back a bit more on the Congress. So I would like to invite my colleagues, Didier Gorteman, CFO at Ertico, to tell us about the ITS European Congress in general, and then we will dive a little bit more into the Seville 2025 Congress. Didier, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you, Pamela. So I will give you a little bit of history about the Congress. So in the next slide. So we start, in fact, in Amsterdam in 1999 with around 1,000 people, and now we are reaching between 3,000 and 3,500. And the target here is this one. So 3,500 people will join us next year between now the 19th and the 21st of May in the beautiful city of Sevilla. So what I would like to emphasize, in fact, it's really a full event. So it's not only an exhibition or a conference, it's really everything together. We have different kind of pillar, and today we will deep dive more in the program and in the sponsoring and exhibition part, but just that you have a flavor of what we are starting with you next year will be the high-level program with the summit and the plenaries and the ceremonies, opening and closing. We will have a big exhibition, so it will be in the pavilion here. More than 5,000 square meters will be dedicated to public-private entities showing the latest development in the technologies and ITS. Then my colleague Rita will explain you a little bit more what is behind the technical program. And we will have also some demonstration and technical tour from the city of Sevilla. What is really key also during the event is networking, because we launched a survey last 2 weeks, and that's a key element. People want to meet and discuss about all the technologies that are developed for the moment. So that will be also a big part of the 3 days here in Sevilla. But concerning the organization, everybody is here at the table, but really it's a key element to make a success of the Congress, is that, of course, Ertico is the organizer of the Congress, but it's really in close collaboration with the city of Seville, with the different ministry, and DGT Andalusia and ITS Spain. So really, all together, we are there to deliver a quite successful event for you all. So that's really a key message that I would like to pass here. And without you, we cannot do it. So we are welcoming you on the 19th and the 21st of May next year. And that's my little speech.
Okay, thank you, Didier. And thank you all for being here. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the program. As Didier said, this is one of the main pillars of the Congress. We offer a whole menu, a multi-course menu, which is the style of meals, I think, very popular here in Spain. So, you can really enjoy that. So for the program, we divide the program into two. There is the high-level program and the technical program. And in the high-level program, I think I'm just repeating what was shown. We have the opening ceremony and the ITS summit, and we also have some plenary sessions which give an opportunity for thought leadership to really involve high-level, C-level participants in the program. The technical sessions are divided into 4. Maybe I should just skip into the next slide. That'll come later. But going back to the theme and the topics of the Congress, the theme was very well explained by our colleague and from about why this was chosen and why this is important: clean, resilient, and connected mobility. And it also goes back, if I can say, also to what Alvaro, the councillor, described about what's happening here in San Bernardino. It's basically, I think it captures very well the vision of this, the theme of the Congress, what you're trying to achieve there. We can talk about it a little later. But we have the 4 pillars, the 4 themes of the Congress. The first one is CCAM deployment, about cooperative, connected, and automated mobility. The second one is about emergent technologies, and again, this has already been mentioned, the importance of data and the services for mobility, why it is so important, especially in driving resiliency, but also for connected and automated mobility, etc. Then we have the societal aspects of mobility for people and goods. With a lot of technologies that are coming up, there is an impact, a human cost of that, and some of it is positive, some of it is currently people are not convinced about the positivity, and we just have to work out how can we get people to embrace the ITS technologies that we are pushing. So it's also looking at perhaps what is the impact on the workforce, and the negative and positive, and how is it going to change people's lives in terms of making mobility overall inclusive and accessible for all. And of course, then there is the topic on resilient and safe mobility for today and for the future. Again, I feel I'm repeating a lot that was said before, but we've talked about all these human-made and natural disasters. We live in a very changing world, and we need to make sure that our transport systems are resilient. They work in times of crises. They can be a lifeline in helping people get out of, as was mentioned in this case of the fires and the floods, etc., that are happening there. So these topics have been chosen very clearly to look at the main themes. What is it that's going to help us really push the deployment of ITS? We've stopped now talking about what's happening. We are really now at the stage where we say we are ready to deploy this, to take it, upscale it, to take it to a wider, at a bigger level. And we want people to come here to be convinced about this and to make business also. That's also one of the goals. So, having said that, we've launched our call for contributions for the technical program. As you mentioned, there's the high-level program, but there's a technical program, whereas the high-level program is part of invitations. The technical program is put together through a call for contributions. And our call for contributions has two types of sessions. Again, you can find all the details on our website, but just to explain briefly, there's one kind that's organized sessions. Organized means you have the possibility to organize it yourselves. You decide who's going to moderate it. You decide who are your panelists based on the themes that we just spoke about of the Congress. And you can choose the speakers. We do kind of put some emphasis on gender balance, so that's always good to have more women in the panels. And so here we have special interest sessions, which talk about some current themes, some projects, results of some projects that you've achieved, looking at the impact. Also in the panel, we'd like to have cross sectors, so have public authorities, have business people, have policy makers, researchers, etc. And strategic future sessions, these are relatively new. We launched it actually in the last European Congress, and these go beyond and look at what we call the blue sky approach. What are the possible solutions or problems that could be here in maybe 30 years or 40 years? So just casting a very forward taking a very forward-looking approach on this. Then the next kind of sessions are the paper sessions, and again, in the paper sessions, we have two types, the technical papers and the research papers. Technical papers, again, talk about some results of some activities, some projects, how is it going to lead to innovation, and research papers, they take a more scholarly approach about, they have to be more analytical, adding to the current state of the art. But again, you can read more about that on the websites. That's it from me.
Thank you very much, Rita. So that's one of the ways that you can contribute to the Congress, to the program. So have a look on the website, all the information are there, all the details about the session, how to submit, etc. So please go and have a look there. So while the call for contribution is one way, we have online, remote, Jerome Buchanan. He will share with us another way to be part of the Congress about some commercial opportunities. Jerome, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Perfect. I leave the floor
Excellent.
to you.
Thanks so much, Pamela. Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. My name is Jerome Buchanan, and I'm the commercial partnerships and exhibition lead here at Urtico, and I promise by the time we get to the Congress next year, I'll improve my Spanish. But I'm here to, as Pamela mentioned, highlight some of the commercial opportunities that are available for those of you on the line and those of you in the room who are considering making real business connections through sponsorship or through exhibition. So I'll provide this presentation in English, and then my counterpart, Luis from ITS Spain, will follow through in Spanish once I'm done. And I do apologize again that I'm not able to be there with you in person, but I hope I can meet with you all in the lead up to the Congress. One final thing to mention before we get into it is I will be sharing quite a lot of information in the presentation today, but you don't have to digest it all now. We will share the slides with all registered participants after this meeting, and you are then free to circulate those slides to your colleagues within your organizations. Okay. Next slide, please. So I may be repeating a lot of information, but I wanted to just give you a sense of the size and the scale and the importance of the European Congress. Whilst it's not of the same size as the World Congress, it still draws a very significant audience each year. And this is due to, I would say, the very high caliber of professionals from right the way across the mobility sector that get together every single year. And so I'll run through very quickly the numbers just to give you a sense. We're looking at around 100 or so exhibitors, and that includes co-exhibitors on some of the large pavilions. And we've reserved, I think, up to 5,000 square meters of exhibition space. We can, if we need to, expand upon that, but typically 100 or so exhibitors is the level that we aim for. Hopefully we'll have even more for next year. Rita did mention a little bit about the high-level program, but I just wanted to mention that the 3 plenaries really do kick the day off with a high-level opinion. And the plenaries are framed around a keynote as a precursor to a panel discussion, whilst most of the panelist positions and the keynote positions are organized by Rita and the team. There are a select few available for organizations that can expertly speak to one of the topics, and we can look at that in just a moment. There is also the summit, which really is an important invite-only event on the first day for senior policymakers, mayors and ministers and senior business leaders to get together to talk about transportation policy. And so this is also a very important draw factor for many of our sponsors and exhibitors that want to learn from the policymakers. And we can share a little bit more information about the summit in due course. Typically, in terms of sponsorship, you'll have around 10 or so sponsors, and they're, of course, not just involved in branding and marketing exercises, but they are heavily invested in educating the audience around their technology and their solutions. Rita and Didier both mentioned on the importance of networking. There are 2 dinners that take place during each European Congress. So there'll be a VIP dinner, and then there will also be a dinner open to the entire audience for those that register, which is the ITS dinner. And they give the opportunity, as I mentioned, to network in a less formal environment outside of the Congress, but also for those who travel into Seville to really get out of the venue and experience the beautiful city. 120 technical sessions. As Rita mentioned, the call for contributions as part of the educational academic aspect to this event, which is really the unique draw factor, I would say. And then the demonstrations and the technical visits. This gives the opportunity for exhibitors who really want to showcase live their solutions and their technology. So it's a real pull factor again. And then the technical visits, which enable organizations to, or individuals to get out of the city and see ITS deployments live in action. And in terms of overall participants, we're looking at around 3,500, which is the normal trend. So if we go to the next slide. So I just wanted to outline where our delegates and our participants typically come from. And what we're noticing, certainly this was the case for the Lisbon Congress last year, is that whilst it is a European Congress, most of the audience does come from Europe. A significant and increasing number are coming from overseas, because learnings from what is taking place in Europe is very important to other cities and other countries around the world. So the Lisbon Congress did gather significant delegations from the US, from China, from Korea, and from Japan. But as I mentioned, typically 65 to 75% of the audience will come from Europe. And you can see to the right there the flags of the nations that generally send large delegations. And given that the event will be hosted by the city of Seville, of course, a large number of people coming to the event will be from Seville, will be from Andalusia, will be from Spain. The map at the bottom just shows you the upward trajectory since 1999. As Didier mentioned, it looks as though every single year we're increasing in audience number, which I think is testament to the importance of this event as the challenges within mobility and within urban centres become more and more dynamic. Next slide, please. It's important to show this slide because we're asked this a lot, particularly by our prospective sponsors and exhibitors. What is the split between public sector and private sector? And of course, every Congress, it differs a little bit, but the typical trend is 45% public sector. And this is regions, this is cities, this is ministries and intergovernmental organizations. And of that 45%, there is a very significant number of those who are directly involved in influencing policy or framing policy or shaping policy, and they are the ones that will attend the summit on the first day. And then typically 55% come from the private sector, and these are not just our sponsors and exhibitors, but these are engineers, these are researchers, these are project managers, and then of course these are also the big decision makers and thought leaders that populate some of our high-level panels and sessions. Next slide, please. Just a deep dive into who our delegates are. Joost touched on this a little bit in terms of the Urtico membership, and it reflects, I think, certainly in terms of who comes as delegates to the Congress. You'll have a wide range of sectors represented, and we're noticing that each year these sectors seem to increase as the technology evolves. So we're talking about road operators, automotive manufacturers, telecommunications, and then AI for transportation, the regulatory bodies. There's a lot that find value in this event. And I think it is this unique mix of professionals that really makes the event unique for a lot of the traditional sponsors and exhibitors. And that's why they generally tend to register year after year. Next slide, please. So here we've gathered some testimonials from organizations who have sponsored or exhibited before in the past, and I'd urge those on the line or those in the room to go onto the Urtico social media channels and have a look at some of the video testimonials so you can hear directly from many of the sponsors and exhibitors who have given testimonials at previous congresses as to why the value proposition is so great for them. But the common theme for Brisa, for Mercedes-Benz, for Unix, for Swarco really is that the event provides a platform for networking. It provides a platform for discussions and collaboration and idea creation with public sector, but also private sector clients. And that's generally the value proposition for most of our sponsors and exhibitors. Next slide, please. And this has, I think, been mentioned, and we indeed have some esteemed representatives on the panel today, but the city of Seville and ITS Spain are coordinating a very wide network of Spanish government entities and agencies to support in the organization of the event, but also to ensure that there's strong governmental support and representation, not just in the program, not just as visitors, but also as delegates and also within the exhibition. So our thanks to the DGT, our thanks to the region of Andalusia, and also the National Ministry of Transport for supporting the Congress as well. Next slide, please. So this year, the conversations and the discussions with industry has gone very, very well. There's been a strong interest in supporting the event. And what you can see here are the logos of organizations who have either confirmed, or are about to confirm for sponsorship or for exhibition. And if you refer to our website, we do provide links at the end of this presentation, or our floor plan. You can have a look at who has confirmed, and we do make updates regularly on a daily basis as the bookings come through. So promotion of the Congress is very important to ensure that we are able to reach out to a wide pan-European and beyond audience. And so we promote our partners in the same way through media partners, through social media, through association partnerships and various other channels. It's also very important, though, if you are considering sponsorship and exhibition and you do decide to confirm, that you also promote your participation, or you promote your speaking opportunity or your session. And this ensures that you get the message out to your clients, to your suppliers, to your partners, and that they get a chance to look at the information and to also consider participating as well. Next slide, please. Media partners are very important to us. What you can see on the slide here is just a collection of the media partners that we typically work with each year, and they're quite diverse in terms of the subsectors that they represent. And what I would say is that if you're interested in any sort of engagement with our media partners, you can contact us, and we will list the media partners as we acquire them on our website, on the media and the press page. But they essentially provide us with global bandwidth and capacity because their readerships and their circulations are often global. Okay, so now on to the opportunities available, and I won't have time to go through everything, but what I wanted to do is just briefly outline how the brochure works. And we, of course, at the end of this presentation, provide a link to the brochure. We are this year, like we did in Lisbon and in Toulouse, offering entitlements and sponsorship benefits a la carte. The reason for that is we think it's important that we allow our prospective sponsors to have the freedom to choose only the benefits that are important to them or relevant to them. And so they're able to choose from a range of thought leadership opportunities, from promotion, branding, or registration opportunities. Once you have chosen the opportunities that meet your needs, that meet your objectives, you then have a total spend, and then we will assign a sponsorship level based on that total spend. And we have aimed for a range of price points with the sponsorship levels to accommodate for smaller organizations who are in quite an aggressive growth stage and may have certain targeting requirements, and then also larger organizations who are used to this Congress who have very different types of positioning requirements as well. So there's something for all kinds of organizations. Next slide, please. So for thought leadership, really these benefits are designed for organizations that want to demonstrate expertise, that want to have a particular in-house expert possibly, or even a customer sit on a panel and speak expertly to a topic, or that want to provide some insights around a case study or a project. And so there are various opportunities depending on what you're looking for, depending on the type of audience that you're looking for and the interaction that you're looking for. As mentioned earlier, the plenary sessions, whilst most of them are filled with speakers through the programming team, there are a select few positions for keynotes or for panelists left for sponsors who are the right fit for that particular plenary. Our ceremonies also open up opportunities for panel discussions to open or close the Congress in the right way. And then also this year, we're launching commercial papers that will be reviewed by a team. And if approved, then the host will be able to speak on the exhibition stage, which I'll show you will be in the middle of the exhibition, providing maximum visibility and engagement opportunities. Next slide, please. So for organizations who may have a body of research or have a new solution or, again, a case study or something exciting to announce and want to draw attention either to an initiative on their stand or to a session that they may have at the Congress. There are various promotional opportunities. All of them are listed in our brochure, but the interview is usually a popular one because it can be packaged and recirculated. The app notification, and in a moment I'll explain the various features of the app, is always good for promoting a particular initiative or a cocktail that you may have on your stand during the event. And then the website editorial feature is quite popular as well, because as you can imagine, thousands of people visit our website in the lead up to the registration, in the lead up to the Congress itself. And so they often look at the features that are on the website. And so the editorial feature is one that we can discuss if you're interested in that sort of level of engagement. Next slide, please. And then branding. So there are various opportunities for organizations that want to position or have a particular advert. It could be subtle branding at one of the social functions, or it could be some form of large advertisement with a QR code so that you can track and measure who is interacting, or it could be some form of branding of a service. We have got the image of the lanyard, but the lanyard has been taken by a sponsor already, but there are various other opportunities that we can discuss as well. The demonstrations, so the call for demonstrations will open, I believe, on the 21st of October and run until the 15th of December. And as mentioned, it gives exhibitors an opportunity to really demonstrate the value of their solution, whether it's a vehicle or whether it's a solution in a vehicle or something else outside of the exhibition stand. And often this is really required for the technology space that we're in. And so if you're interested in demonstrations, please do get in contact with the ITS Spain team and we can have a discussion with that. So the presentation has gone a little bit fuzzy for me, but I can see the app here. So the app is very important if used in the right way. We launched the app prior to the event, and many of our sponsors and exhibitors like to set their agendas prior to going on site by booking meetings with individuals. For the app this year, we'll also have an AI-powered networking tool, which will indicate to our sponsors and exhibitors potential organizations that may wish to meet with you, that may wish to collaborate with you. We also have a news feed, we have wayfinding, we have app notifications, as mentioned earlier, and also, of course, the sessions listed. So a fantastic tool for all-to-all business interaction. And then the exhibition space. So what you can see on the floor plan is that we have a heavily subscribed exhibition already. Early bird pricing runs until the 15th of December. If anybody in the room does want to discuss exhibition, the flow of the exhibition, and some of the features of the exhibition, please do get in contact with myself or my colleague Ricardo. The stage this year will be in the center of the exhibition, a slight modification that we're making to ensure maximum visibility for any exhibitors that want to have some sort of session or a commercial session. And then, of course, all catering will happen in the exhibition as well. And we've listed the pricing at 9 square meters shelf scheme, which means the equipped stands that we provide, or for floor space only, there to the left. And then finally, because I know we're short on time, I think I may have run over, the links for everything that I've discussed today, the floor plan, the brochure, and then the website are all contained here on these panels. If anybody has any questions, I'll stay on the line for the Q&A, and I thank you all for your time. Enjoy the rest of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jerome, for this comprehensive presentation. But maybe now Luis Briceno from ITS Spain would like to complement and add some more info, especially on the demos.
Sí.
Luis, the floor is
Sí,
yours.
bueno, muchísimas gracias. Yo simplemente lo que quiero es resaltar algunos mensajes importantes dentro de lo que es las oportunidades comerciales que estamos ofreciendo para el Congreso Europeo. Por favor, lámina 25. Ok, simplemente acá no voy a traducir prácticamente lo que dijo Jerome, pero sí quiero puntualizar algunas cosas. Por ejemplo, que el Congreso el año que viene va a ser el único Congreso ITS donde realmente va a reunir a todos los o a gran parte de los expertos en el área de movilidad, en el área de tecnología, de política, para llevar a cabo las iniciativas a nivel europeo. Entonces, este es un punto sumamente importante en la que podemos aprovechar para el próximo año. El otro punto es que el Congreso va a ser una oportunidad única para construir relaciones profesionales, para realmente posicionarse como experto dentro del área y alcanzar una alta visibilidad desde el punto de vista de marca. Siguiente lámina, por favor. Y bueno, ya esto se ha explicado, la tendencia histórica que tiene el Congreso es una tendencia creciente desde el punto de vista de participantes, y en lo que respecta a Europa, España tiene una alta expectativa para el año que viene, así que bueno, esperamos que sea de vuestro interés su participación, y evidentemente también todo esto, también gracias al apoyo de las instituciones públicas que están trabajando muy de la mano junto a ERTICO para que esto realmente sea una realidad. Siguiente lámina. Y esta lámina es sumamente interesante porque tenemos el 45% de participación del sector público, y esto quiere decir que el Congreso Europeo para el año que viene es una plataforma excelente para conectar tanto el sector público como el sector privado, y se van a dar diferentes actividades para que esto realmente sea una realidad. Como dije anteriormente, la participación del sector público es fundamental. Evidentemente, el host, el Ayuntamiento de Sevilla, junto con el apoyo regional con la Junta de Andalucía, y hemos visto también un apoyo incondicional prácticamente de la Dirección General de Tráfico, donde incluso están inmersos hasta en actividades promocionales como por ejemplo en Dubái. Y bueno, la verdad que muchísimas gracias por este gran apoyo, y además que también es una gran oportunidad para que tanto las entidades públicas, regionales, locales y nacionales puedan mostrar realmente los avances que tenemos a nivel del ITS, que además son de talla mundial. Y bueno, ya como hemos visto acá, tenemos compañías locales que ya han mostrado su interés firme, como por ejemplo Metaprotec, que es de aquí de Andalucía, tenemos AUSA, tenemos Opus RSE, tenemos CICE, entre otras grandes compañías. Y bueno, esperemos que este congreso realmente pueda realmente cumplir con las expectativas que tiene desde el punto de vista del programa para el año que viene. ¿Qué significa ser sponsorship de este congreso? Realmente si están buscando una alta visibilidad, realmente si están buscando posicionarse en lo que respecta como líder de opinión en un área específica dentro del sector del ITS, y también quieren como que buscar el espacio ideal para estas interacciones con diferentes colegas y del sector público, el sponsorship es un punto ideal. Como dijo Jerome, a diferencia de otras, quizás a lo que estamos acostumbrados, la elección es a la carta. Entonces, básicamente se va a adaptar muy bien a cada una de las necesidades o de los objetivos que realmente están buscando para el año que viene. Y este punto nos parece sumamente importante porque es realmente cuando una compañía en particular busca ser experto o busca resaltar en un área en particular. Y para ello estamos ofreciendo como que 3 grandes escenarios. El primero de ellos son las plenarias, bien sea a nivel del keynote o plenary, que son espacios muy selectos que están dentro de nuestro programa de alto contenido, ¿sí? Entonces, dentro de este programa existen estos espacios sumamente específicos para que realmente puedan ser panelistas o keynote. El otro punto tiene también un espacio reservado para lo que son las ceremonias, bien sea para la ceremonia de apertura o de cierre. Sabemos que la ceremonia de apertura siempre marca una línea, una tendencia, un tópico en especial, por ello es sumamente importante. Y la clausura sabemos que tiene un motivo emotivo, además, pero también reflexivo sobre ciertos tópicos en la que alguna compañía quiera realmente resaltar. Y el tercer punto, que es sumamente importante, son las sesiones comerciales. Las sesiones comerciales son importantes porque le ofrece la oportunidad a aquellas compañías que quieran mostrar una historia de éxito, quieran mostrar un caso de uso o incluso un producto nuevo. Entonces, las sesiones comerciales es un espacio ideal para estos 3 puntos que mencioné anteriormente. Bueno, cuando hablamos de promoción, aquellas compañías que quieran resaltar un mensaje en particular, se ofrecen diferentes medios para que realmente pueda tener un alcance importante, bien sea a nivel de la entrevista, que se va a realizar dentro del espacio del área de exhibición, evidentemente a través de nuestras herramientas digitales, bien sea a través de la web o la app. Y desde el punto de vista de branding, lo más interesante es que cuando vean el brochure, tienen diferentes opciones de visibilidad única, bien sea, por ejemplo, en el área de registro, bien sea en los diferentes sitios que están dentro de FIBES, dentro del site, bien sea, por ejemplo, dentro de la cena de gala, dentro de la cena VIP, o en otro tipo de materiales en la que también pueden tener su marca, como es, por ejemplo, los lanyards. Pero esta opción es sumamente interesante para aquellas compañías que quieren resaltar desde el punto de vista de visibilidad de marca. Y bueno, eso era básicamente todo en lo que respecta al tema del sponsorship. Ahora, en el área de demostraciones, el lugar va a estar prácticamente al lado del área de exhibición, va a ser aquí mismo dentro de FIBES. Ya han hablado sobre los diferentes tópicos, entonces sobre eso no voy a enfatizar mucho. Lo que sí es que el 21 de octubre ya se abre para que puedan aplicar a las demostraciones y se cierra el 15 de diciembre. Bueno, evidentemente somos ITS, hablamos de tecnología y el Congreso también ofrece toda una app bastante completa para que sobre todo pudiesen conectar. Hablamos que la conexión, bien sea con diferentes colegas, entidades, es sumamente importante y esta app es una herramienta ideal para que esto pudiese ser o pueda ser una realidad. Ya prácticamente terminando, tenemos el área de exhibición. Es un área de exhibición bastante viva, como se puede observar en el gráfico, se está llenando de una forma importante y simplemente resaltar 2 cosas. Uno, cuando hablé anteriormente de las sesiones comerciales se van a realizar acá, dentro del área de exhibición. Y además, todo el catering también va a ser dentro del área de exhibición. Las entrevistas con los medios va a ser dentro del área de exhibición. ¿Qué quiere decir eso? Que básicamente va a haber una afluencia de personas constante durante el área de exhibición y esto va a ser importante para aquellas compañías para que puedan realmente, desde el punto de vista de potencial de futuros clientes, es una muy buena oportunidad. Simplemente resaltar, quedarse con la fecha del 13 de diciembre porque hasta esa fecha tenemos lo que llamamos los precios a nivel del Early Bird, así que están invitados a que puedan también observar constantemente el mapa del área de exhibición, que es un mapa vivo, o sea, se actualiza al instante y bueno, pueden bajar también el brochure y a nivel de la página web tiene toda la información correspondiente a lo que son las oportunidades comerciales o la manera de cómo participar dentro del Congreso. Gracias.
Muchas gracias, Luis. Now you've been hearing lots of information, many ways to participate and contribute to the Congress through the program, the demonstration, the exhibition, the partnership opportunities. We will share all this information again with you with the slides, but as we slowly transition to the end of today's open day, I'm happy to take any question, any burning question that you might have. So I will pass around and please lift your hand if you have any question. That's also for the people online, of course. So I will take.
We were very clear.
Nothing yet. Okay, then everything was crystal clear. But of course, you have the time to digest and then eventually contact us for any question. So what's left is to thank all the speakers, the hosts, the organizers, you've been here, and everybody online. Thank you very much. Please don't hesitate to get in touch for any question you might have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last announcement, there is now the tour of the venue.